Hi everybody and welcome back. Thanks for joining me, Kevin, at Smart Home Improvement People today. So what I thought I'd speak about on this lovely January day is it worth getting a camera doorbell in 2026? Now, the reason I thought I'd do this was because back in December, okay, I went and did a leafleting campaign for Smart Home Improvement People. And I went around some of the estates around where I live, near where I live, okay, which are all, I think the polite way to put it would be quite affluent areas, okay. They're all houses which would be 3 to 4 bedroom, which would be above the national average for the price of a house, okay. And one of the things that I noticed when I was going around was how many houses have camera doorbells. Now, normally when I take my kids to school on the school bus, even though I walk them to school every morning with my wife, never notice them. No, it's not something you really do. Look at the bloody doorbell that they've got there. Never really notice anything like that. So when I started leafleting, what I started noticing was how many houses actually have them. Okay. Now, in the area where I live in a seaside town, which is Leon Solent, which is on the south coast, which is between Portsmouth and Southampton. Okay. And obviously, if you go down to the beach, you can see straight across to the Isle of Wight, clearly. It doesn't even need to be a clear day or anything. You can see straight across over to Cows, and Ryde and all of that. So because of that, because of the amount of saw, I thought, is it actually worth getting that? Because like I say, I don't live in a high crime area. You rarely hear of rapes or murders or any of that. I can't actually remember the last time I heard of a murder or rape in this area. So it boils down to the question, are they actually worth it? So I've spoken to several people on what their views are. Now, if you take, for instance, in my house, okay, we have 2 camera doorbells. Okay, my next door neighbour, lovely lady. Okay, she has 2. She has one at the front, one at the back. And this is what it boils down to at the end of the day when you actually think about it. If you're going to get one, is it going to cost you a lot of money? Which I'll come to in a minute. Okay. And 2, why are you getting one? Is it for your security? Or is there other reasons? Now, the reality is, when it comes to security, okay, now they can be very good devices for that. Because let's say, for instance, somebody's messing about. Say, for instance, you've got a driveway, somebody's messing with your car, or maybe you're a tradesman, you keep tools locked in your car overnight or something. You can be recording it because obviously a lot of can record at night so people can be seen, that type of stuff. Okay. And as a lot of people do, I would personally advise against this, is because the footage will come in, it's normally recorded and goes onto the cloud, and then you can take it off. And a lot of people will go and put that on Facebook or different forms of social media. It could be Reddit, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Now, obviously, the problem with that is you could potentially affect a criminal investigation, which means the people are pretty much going to get away with it. Not always the case, but there is an argument for that. Okay, so that's one argument for doing it. So it can help with security for your home at the end of the day. Now, the other argument is this one. Okay, is I remember when I was personally growing up, and my mum used to have case catalogue, and she also used to have Littlewoods as well. So if she ordered, say for instance, we're going to go on holiday during the summer, and she'd go and order the clothes because obviously she worked full time and everything. She never always had time to go to the shops, so she might get me a tracksuit or a shower suit. Okay, for those who are old enough to remember what a shower suit is. Um, and if it was coming from Kay's catalogue, you know, somebody would come in their car to deliver it, be in the Kay's little bag, and they'd go knock, 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 knock. And if you answer it, they'd hand it over. If you didn't answer the door, they would go away with the parcel and then come back again another day. And she do. It's not like the days of today with the likes of Prime, for instance. No different, no digger Amazon or anything. Okay, where they just dump it on your doorstep. They may knock on your door, they may not. Okay, and then they'll bolt. And after time, even if they have knocked on the door, by the time you get there, they're already at the end of the road. Okay, you know, the amount of times I've had delivery drivers come to the door and they've come to the wrong road. We had one, I remember this happened, what, about August, September last year. Um, they came to the right door number, they came to the wrong road, handed it to one of my kids, you know, I think it was my 9-year-old. He just took it in, not really thinking, not really realising. They've taken a photo of him, okay, and obviously it's gone to the owners who should have received the parcel. It's gone to the completely wrong address at the end of the day. Now, obviously, we're pretty honest people, so by the time they had come round, you know, we just handed it over at the end of the day. We're not going to keep the parcel at the end of the day. It's not ours. But because mistakes do happen at the end of the day, that's one of the things. You know whether a parcel's come or not. You know, it's like, was it? No, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before. My wife was due to have a parcel from Every. I stayed in all day. Okay, stayed in all day for this parcel. And by the time when it was due, my wife got an email saying, we've tried to deliver the parcel, but nobody was in. And I'd been in all day. They didn't even bother to knock the door. Okay, admittedly, they just took the parcel away anyway. So there's that security for when it comes to parcels, because if they do leave it on the doorstep and somebody nicks it, you can complain and say that's an incomplete delivery because the delivery driver hasn't even done their job and actually completed the delivery at the end of the day. So that's another argument for that. A third argument is, which I know is what a lot of people do, is if somebody knocks on your door and you don't want to talk to them, you don't have to worry about them. Okay, at the end of the day, if it's somebody you want to speak to or you want to see, you can go and answer the door. Or maybe you work from home, okay, and you can pick and choose because you can see them at the front door at the end of the day and you can talk to them. You know, so if it's a delivery or, you know, somebody trying to flog you a product at the end of the day, you can speak to them, you know, via your mobile phone because obviously it's coming through your mobile phone and you can make that informed decision. Okay, so that's the benefit of them. Now, the negative, okay, and this is a fundamental negative, is some are better than others. Okay, I'm not saying that any of them are bad or anything. You know, it's like, for instance, if you want night vision, okay, and you want it to be able to film properly at night, you're going to have to go more up market and avoid some of the cheap ones. Okay, but the reality is, and this is what you've got to remember, is how much do they actually cost? How much does a camera doorbell? Because a lot of people say, yeah, but I can't afford a Ring doorbell. But you don't always have to get a Ring doorbell at the end of the day. You know, it's like my niece's dad. I saw him back in August. he went and got a slightly cheaper one. Didn't get a Ring doorbell one. You know, he's unable to work. You know, it's no dig at him. You know, he's off sick. He's had long-term back problems for as long as I've known him. So you're talking about the best part of, what, 15 years, you know. So you don't have to go down that route. So what I've done is gone and had a look at on Amazon. Okay, anybody can go on Amazon. Could have gone to Argos. There's lots of other companies I could have had a look, but I decided to go to Amazon because most people use Amazon. You could go on TikTok Shop or something like that at the end of the day. Okay, so what I've got is a list which shows some of the camera doorbells, and these are the best sellers. So I'm not doing it in order of price, so it's going to be all over the price, up and down and everything. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we've got here. Okay, so top one right here. Now, like I say, me and my wife, we have 2 Ring doorbells. Okay, I think one of ours was about 60 quid, which we got on Amazon, which isn't a Ring doorbell. The second one we got, I think it cost about £120, which we bought a couple of years ago. That is a Ring doorbell, and I believe she got it on Argos. You know, before anybody says, I don't get any money from Amazon, I don't get any money from Argos. So before anybody says anything, and I certainly don't get any money from Ring. But if Ring want to give me some money, I'll gladly take it. I could always do with the cash. So here we go. So top 3 most popular ones. One's a Ring doorbell, and 2 Tapo. Both of them, all 3 of them, are under 60 quid. Okay, so obviously not incredibly expensive. Okay, so you got those 3 there. Okay, now if we scroll down, next 3, got Ring doorbell again at 50 quid. UV security video doorbell, 118 quid. And I've got no idea who that is by, but theirs is 40 quid, down from 60. Okay, and I'll go down 3 more. 2 more by Tapo again, and 1 by Fame Vibe. Okay, now that one is quite similar to one of the ones we've got, except one of ours is grey. Okay, so there's 9 of them. Most expensive one at 120 quid. You know, the cheapest one here, you know, is this Fame Vibe one, which is 20 quid. You know, personally, what I would do is have a look. You know, obviously, Ring doorbell is one of the most popular. You know, so if you are looking at getting one, okay, I personally think they are a good, cheap investment. Okay, I'll just move that, which can help with security at the end of the day if you are concerned. You know, you know, and it might not just be about your own personal security. You know, it might be a case of, you know, just monitoring what's going on outside. You know, and simple things about people approaching your house, whether it's, you know, door knockers, you know, people, you know, door canvases, religious callers, all of that type of stuff. And you want to pick and choose who you want to answer the door to at the end of the day, or in my case, whether I should answer the door to my in-laws. So obviously it's down to everybody. You don't have to go and spend a lot of money on them. You can get them really, really cheap nowadays. So they're the type of prices you are looking at. Obviously the decision is yours at the end of the day. So let us know what you think. But for now, thanks for watching. Okay, if you are new to the channel, if you could please subscribe, I would appreciate it. And if you've enjoyed the video, please do give us a like and share. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll speak to you again a bit later.